Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you are watching this. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what your purpose is in this lifetime. And to do this reading, we have 3 piles. I'm gonna add the crystals and I'll be right back. Here I've added the crystals. For pile 1 we have this blue lace agate, for pile 2 we have this malachite, and for pile 3 we have this citrine chunk. Pick whichever pile number and or crystal is calling you most, and that is going to be your reading. Timestamps will be listed down below along with the decks that I use, that's always in the description box. And now let's get into your readings. Hello pile 1, how are you doing? You've chosen this blue lace agate. I'm going to keep your crystal right here, and I don't know why, but right before I started your reading I was getting this feeling of like twin energy. So I don't know if for some of you, only take this if it applies, but if one of your purposes in this lifetime is to have twins, or to maybe overcome or to grow in or through a twin flame type relationship, or maybe one of your purposes is to navigate a situation or a relationship like that, only take that if it applies. But I was getting this feeling of twins, so somehow that was relevant. But let's get your cards. So we have, these are just your tarot cards, oracle cards that I pulled, and we have the bee being reversed and the heart chakra. And now I'm going to pull your tarot cards. Spirit, what is pile 1's purpose here in this lifetime? What is pile 1's purpose here? I feel like this makes me think of being a leader. Like even with B being reversed, it's like leading from your heart. Being a leader that, being a leader instead of just working under somebody. Even like being an entrepreneur or having your own business, this feels like being in that boss energy or leadership, like I said. And it does feel like, because we have the heart chakra being the center, that one of your purposes here in this lifetime, and I do want to say that we have many purposes in this life, but one of your biggest purposes, I feel like, is leading from your heart, or doing business that's related to something that's on your heart, like not just for the money, but this feels like doing a business that's really important to you, that's really valuable to you, that really speaks to your heart, that connects you on a heart level. And again, because we have B being reversed, it feels like one of your purpose is to move away from being a worker or an employee to being the person in leadership, to being the person in charge, to being a boss, and not just working, not just taking instruction, but leading. Let's see more. Yeah, it does feel, because we have the Knight of Cups here, it feels like this is coming from your heart space. It's like you're leading from the heart. You're learning how to connect with your heart, and whatever business you're doing or whatever industry you're in, that you're in a position of leadership in, it's something that's really important to you. And when you lead with compassion, with understanding, with caring, and valuing the input of others. And it feels like one of your purpose in this lifetime is to bring compassion to leadership, bring awareness and empathy to leadership, like being able to combine both, and not like forsaking one for the other. So that's really beautiful. Or if it doesn't have to do with being in a position of leadership, this could be your own business, and in which case it's like bringing compassion, empathy, and running a business from your heart, as well as the practical side of business, because obviously there is still a practical side of running a business and all of that, and doing your job. And so it feels like you're learning how to balance both, and that's one of your purposes in this lifetime. But definitely there's an emphasis here on the heart center, and there is like a lot of green energy here too. So Spirit, what? is pile 1's purpose here in this lifetime? Can we get more information? Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so we have the 6 of Swords. We also have the Chariot. How do you want this fall? Came reversed. And I'm not going to take all of these because this is a lot. But we have the 10 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups, and the Hermit. So this makes me feel like one of your purposes in this lifetime is overcoming adversity, overcoming great adversity, or overcoming a really stressful situation, one that caused you a lot of weight or that was very burdening on you. It feels like you're developing a great level of inner strength and being able to like strengthen your resolve and your willpower through this situation. And one of your purposes here, and maybe this is why you're able to lead from your heart center and able to and also maybe why you could be setting up a business that is from your heart space, because it's like you've overcome great adversity. And so through that, overcoming those challenges and that difficulty and that hardship, you're becoming a much stronger person, but you're also gaining a really strong sense of your value system and your morals, and you're operating from there. And so it's not to say that you're not doing any work. Like in this lifetime, I still feel like you're really busy. One of your purpose is to be active, but not just working, because we have B coming reverse. It feels like it's not just being busy for no without a purpose. It feels like your purpose, what, of course, because we're looking at your purpose, but it feels like being one of your purposes here is to be busy with a clear goal, helping to elevate a community, or helping to turn things around, helping to guide people, even for some of you, helping to guide people out of challenging situations. Like even with the 6 of Swords, it makes me feel like one of your purposes here in this lifetime is to help guide people out of tricky situations. But it feels like one of your purposes here in this lifetime is to be in a position of leadership and be able to guide people out of tricky and difficult situations, to be able to help people just as you have overcome your adversities and challenges. It feels like you're helping to guide people out of their adversities and challenges, and you're doing it from your heart place. So one of the biggest things that Spirit is emphasizing is to work on connecting with your heart space in order to align with your purpose, because your purpose is directly related to your heart space. And then because we have the Chariot coming reversed here, it feels like one of your purposes is finding stability in this lifetime. It also, because we have the King of Pentacles, which is a very grounded energy, and the Chariot, typically upright, is an energy of movement and like movement. And this makes me feel like, in terms of like your living situation and things like that, one of your purpose is to build out stability, finding like a long-term place to stay in. But also, because we have the Chariot coming reverse, I do feel like this is speaking to the adversity that we were talking about. And one of your purposes in this lifetime is to be able to overcome a challenging situation that didn't feel aligned. It also feels like learning how to align yourself to the things that you desire or that you want. And one of your purposes is learning how to do that, learning how to navigate your life, really coming to trust in yourself and in your ability to make decisions to align with your goals and your desires. This also feels like one of your purposes here is overcoming, like we said, a challenging or a situation where you felt stuck, and learning how to overcome that so you can help guide others through it. And with this Empress reversed here, oh, wow, that's wild. I do feel like for some of you, if that earlier message resonated about twins, like I do feel like part of your purpose here, because this kind of feels like career related, but I do feel like for some of you, part of your purpose is to be in a strong, like powerful relationship, almost like power couple vibes. But if that doesn't apply for others of you, this feels like one of your purpose is to find partnership through business, through your work, through your career, through that meaningful career path that really aligns with your heart. To find partnership where you guys are able to bring your vision to life. Whatever it is for you in terms of your desires in your business, or whatever heart-related work you are doing, this feels like one of your purpose is to also have somebody else join you in that process, is to become solid and solidified on your own and then join with somebody else so you guys become stronger as a team. Whether that's like romantically or in terms of just business, that's obviously going to depend on your situation. For some of you, it could be both, but I definitely feel from this pile that there's an opportunity along your path, while you're walking your path of your purpose, to meet somebody who you guys can build a really strong business, or like by partnering with them, you guys become a really solid and stable like team. It feels like there's a lot of team energy here. And part of your purpose here is becoming a solid and secure individual in yourself so that you can then partner with that person and build out an even greater vision or business. Or even if it's working for somebody else, it feels like you're at the top, you're in a position of leadership, and you're working with other people in that leadership to make sure that the company's goals and aims still have like community at the center of it. There's still empathy and like it's still valuing connection, not just profit. Like both are being valued, because again, for a business, profit is necessary, but it feels like when you're stepping into leadership to really make a change there, make a difference there, that we can do both. We don't have to just choose one or the other. And if this is your own business is becoming a example to others that you can do both. You can both bring in a profit and still benefit others, still promote the community and still uplift the community. That's what this feels like. So, Spirit, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about pile 1's purpose here? Is there anything else you'd like to tell us? Because this feels like, yeah, we have the 4 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands is usually about celebration, about home. It does feel like for some of you, this is about creating a stable home environment. We have the King of Cups, and he did come reversed. Anyways, I was saying about the 4 of Wands, how it's about like celebrations, the home environment, marriages, things like that. So I do feel like part of your purpose here is coming into a healthy union, whether that's romantically or in partnership, that is allowing for your home environment to thrive and feel more stable and secure. Also, because we have this King of Cups coming reversed, I do feel like this is Spirit saying that on the path of your purpose, part of it is learning to not allow your emotions to cloud your judgment. It feels like learning when to put emotions aside in order to make the best decision for everybody involved, but also not becoming so isolated from your emotions that you're not keeping them in mind while making decisions. So it feels like through this path and this journey of your purpose, you're really learning how to be a leader. How to be a leader that is empathetic, but not allowing those emotions and empathy to cloud judgment. For example, like, this is an unrelated example, but it's still relevant. Like, in a relationship, if somebody is being hurtful and rude and disrespectful, we may even be able to understand that maybe they have a bad history, maybe their past is not great, or maybe they struggled and things like that. We can understand that and we can empathize with that without staying in that relationship, without giving them the excuse and just letting that behavior continue. Like, we can still leave and know that we deserve better and make the decision to cut that person out of our life without losing sight of the fact that, okay, yeah, they obviously have a troubled past, but that doesn't make their behavior acceptable. So I feel like through this journey of your purpose, you're really learning both of those things, and you're really learning how to be able to empathize with somebody without allowing those people to take advantage of you. And when it comes to your business and your work, in being in a position of leadership, you're learning how to empathize with others while still being able to make decisions that serve the business or the greater good, I guess, and being able to make tough decisions. I feel like you're really coming into this place of trusting yourself to be making tough decisions and stepping into that role. And that's what this journey of your purpose is about. I feel like it's teaching you how to make those difficult decisions that sometimes there's no clear right or wrong, and learning how to navigate those situations so that you can also help others. And also another thing that's coming through here is, as a guide, you do have to be able to not be so emotionally invested in everyone that you're encountering, because then you could just be taken on an emotional roller coaster. And I feel like part of your journey here for your purpose is to learn how to slightly detach from other people's emotions without becoming unempathetic. So it's like you're retaining that empathy, but not taking on other people's energies or problems or emotions. So let's take your last message from Spirit. Spirit, what last message would you like to give pile 1 to close this reading? Thank you. We have hematite. Becoming grounded, getting back to earth, practicality and centeredness, balance and calm. You are so much more than just your thoughts and feelings. You have a body to care for and a soul with a unique purpose. Hematite Spirit is here to remind you that you are a light being with a body that deserves to be honored and nourished. A body designed by the conscious universe to be in a world of sensations, from the smell of pine trees and rain to the feel of tree bark under your fingertips. You are one with the earth and her creatures. Ground yourself there to feel a sense of well-being and relief from stress. Hold a furry creature and feel warm softness and the beating of her heart. Seek out physical affection, a massage, or body work, and if you can, walk outdoors in nature, feeling the sensations of the earth against your skin. Your scattered thoughts and turbulent emotions will calm down, and you will soon remember the beauty of your body in this world of senses. As we evolve on our earthly journey, we release what is no longer true for us, and we receive and integrate new information, thus becoming enlightened. Hematite is the stone that helps us take these new ways of thinking and being and ground them in our daily reality, bringing light to our lives and to those around us. And that's really what I feel like your purpose here is like we were saying, overcoming adversity, taking all the lessons that you've learned through that journey and helping to ground it, and then helping others navigate that as well. So pile 1, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you'd like clarity specific to your journey and situation, I offer personal readings and one-on-one help through my website. It's linked in the description box below. And if you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Hello, bye. Pile 2, how are you doing? You've chosen this malachite crystal, and I'm going to keep it right here. And then I was getting a few different things. One, there was a lot of 2 energy in your reading because you're also pile 2, but I also got 2 cards from this deck and 2 cards from this deck for you. And I was also feeling like for some of you, this may not apply to all of you, but just take what applies. But for some of you, it felt like part of your purpose and part of your journey here, walking the path of your purpose, is learning how to defend yourself. Not physically, but learning how to stand up for yourself. That's a better way to put it. It's learning how to stand up for yourself, learning how to fight for what you want, or not even, maybe it's not fight may not be the right word, but learning how to really believe in yourself and believe that you are worthy of your desires. It felt like there's part of this purpose, or part of your purpose here, is learning to have faith in yourself, learning to like believe in yourself and believe that you're worthy of your desires, believe that you're worthy of whatever it is that you want. Yeah, so that was coming through, but let's get your cards now. We have She of the Lotus. We also have Unique Gifts. Then we have Nightingale. And we have Wolf. And now I'm just noticing that we have number 55 here with Unique Gifts. So for some of you, you could be going through a major transition right now in your life, or things might feel a bit like a lot of changes are happening. It could feel like a bit challenging for some of you at the moment, but for many of you, I feel like you're going through a transition and stepping like out of the old chapter and stepping into a new thing, or like in the transition phase, it feels like. But with Unique Gifts, I'm getting the feeling that part of your purpose here is uncovering your unique gifts and bringing them out to the world, sharing them with others. This also with Wolf here feels like building out a community or joining a community. But this could also be, for some of you, building a family, having a family and expanding like that. But if that doesn't apply, this feels like part of your purpose here is sharing and growing your unique gifts and talents to the point of creating a community around it. Let's get your tarot cards though before I get into all of this. Spirit, what is pile 2's purpose here? Yeah, we have the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles is usually about like building with others, collaboration, it can also be associated with community service. Sometimes I see it as that. So this to me feels like part of your purpose here is serving the collective by tapping into your unique gifts. So like for some of you, you could be tarot readers or like spiritual in some way, maybe, or maybe you guys have other unique gifts and talents that you share with others, and it helps uplift others. I'm also hearing children for some of you, so not like having children, but this could be like work that helps to improve the lives of children. That's coming through as well. Let's see, Spirit. It feels like work that you love doing. So part of your purpose here is tapping into your own unique gifts, and like you love to do it, and sharing it with others is something that really like excites you. It's motivating to you. It puts a smile on your face, and that feels like that energy is kind of contagious. It makes other people happy. So even if what you're doing is just art or painting, it's like people looking at your work makes them happy. They put it in their house, or it just puts a smile on their face because of the energy and joy that you brought into it. So whatever it is that the unique gift that you're tapping into, it feels like something that's really from your core that makes you so happy that when other people see the final result, it puts a smile on their face. Spirit, what is pile 2's purpose here in this lifetime? We also have the Hierophant. Okay, one more. Seven of Pentacles. But yeah, it feels like part of your purpose here, pile 2, is to tap into your own unique gifts and share them and express them externally. For some of you could even be singers or like creatives in some way, but it really feels like you're sharing your unique gifts, you're sharing your unique talents and passions, and collaborating with others to grow it and to build upon it. But with the Hierophant here, it actually makes me feel like you're not doing this in a traditional way. I know it's upright, but I'm getting the feeling that you're doing this in your own unique way. It's like in your path and your purpose is not a traditional one. It feels unconventional in a way, or like there may be elements of it that's traditional, but it also feels like you're doing it in your own style. It feels like even if you're on a traditional path, you're putting your own unique spin to it. It seems like part of your purpose is to question tradition and question the status quo and do things in a different way. So just to help paint this picture, if you are a musician and maybe everybody goes through a label to get their things, I don't know how the music industry works, but if you do, like you are, and maybe that's how everybody's done it, that's the traditional path to getting your music airplay. Your purpose here is to be not conventional, to be unconventional about it, to find a different way, a unique path to showcasing your music, whether that's through the internet or at local places. Like that seems to be your purpose and your path here. It's like it's unique. You're not going the traditional route, and even if you do, you're putting a spin on it. So like let's say you do the traditional 9 to 5, you still have a side business that's very like different and completely unrelated to your 9 to 5 job. That's what this feels like. Your purpose here feels like questioning and going against the status quo, or putting your own unique spin on what is traditional. So like if it's traditional to make songs in this one way, it feels like you're making them in a different way. You're blending unique beats and having a unique blend of music that's coming together to produce your song. So whatever that looks like for you, your purpose here is to tap into your own uniqueness, not to go along with what everybody else has done, not to go along with the crowd, but to like tap into your own uniqueness and be the leader in a way, to be the trendsetter, to build up a community based on your own unique gifts, by showcasing and sharing your own unique gifts. And for some of you, this feels like building up your family and really doing community work, community service, things like that. But again, not really traditionally. Like I don't know why, but for me, this Hierophant, even though it's coming upright, it makes me feel like the word that keeps coming up is non-traditional, unconventional. So your path here is a bit unconventional. It's a bit unique, and that's part of your purpose. And because of that, at times it may feel like you have to be very patient. Part of your purpose is also learning how to be patient with things as they grow and unfold. And also, the Seven of Pentacles, actually all of your cards really remind me of building up a family. And in the process of building a family, that's a little bit of a long process, and it takes time to grow and develop. So it feels like part of your purpose here is learning how to be patient with the process, learning how to be patient with growth. For some of you, it could also be learning to overcome health-related issues, or learning, like, or just healing. It feels like inner work and healing is also a big part of your purpose here, and spirituality too seems to be a big part of your purpose here. Connecting with spirit, source, like a guide in some way, and building up a community around that. So let's grab your last cards from Spirit. What last message would you like to give pile 2 in regards to their purpose here? Oh, fell on the floor. Wow, I can't make this stuff up. I'm gonna read from the guidebook now, but that's wild because you guys chose malachite. If you don't have malachite, maybe keeping some around you would be helpful. We have celestite, but also malachite can be associated with the heart center, and I feel like part of your purpose here is also learning to connect with your heart and take actions from your heart. And that's why I feel like there's some overlapping between you and pile 1. So if you were drawn to pile 1, then that's probably extra confirmation for you. But if you want to check out that reading or that pile, definitely go ahead. Let's get the guidebook for this. Connection to the angelic realm and divine energy. Clear channels for communication with your guides and universal consciousness. Again, I do feel like for you, pile 2, part of your purpose here is really strengthening and developing your spiritual gifts and connecting to your spirit source in your own unique way. It feels like you're going against what you were taught or what was traditional to you, and you're finding your own path. And you're building out a community along that journey, or you're connecting with a community that really aligns with you. Each of us is a unique expression of the conscious universe whose endless imagination is also expressed through guides and angels. Did you know that these entities are eager to help you find balance and align yourself with the conscious universe so that you experience all you deserve? Celestite Spirit is here to let you know that you are always connected with magical beings from the angelic realms, beings that are especially gifted at showing us what the eyes don't always see. Your message today is to be open to the guides and angels all around you, above you, and below you. They are loving and supporting you in finding your purpose and feeling joy, love, and hope no matter what your outer conditions. You have all you need and are always accompanied by these entities who are devoted to bringing love and healing to all of us when we are feeling alone and weak. Today, connect with the angelic realm by calling upon these loving guides to light the path for you and help you become conscious of the unconscious gifts that are there for you now and always will be. Celestite is a high vibration sulfur bearing stone that effectively opens and clears the upper chakras. Meditation with this stone can assist one in connecting with angels and guides. I lost myself there. Due to the sulfur content, it is also an excellent stone to use to clear energetic attachments. I also wanted to say that, look, this page is number 55 and this unique gifts card has 55. So the number 55 could also be really significant for you. You may have been seeing that number around a lot, or maybe that's something that might be coming up quite a bit moving forward. Especially, I would say, when you're in alignment with your purpose, you might see a lot of number 55. I was also going to read malachite for you. Clarity of thought and emotions, the right use of intellect, integrating thoughts and intuition. Overthinking can make you feel like you are starting to lose it, but Malachite Spirit has appeared to let you know that there is a difference between unproductive ruminating and taking the time to apply logic that can help you make sense of what you know. Reasoning with clarity means the right use of your intellect as you consider all the evidence you have encountered. This includes evidence produced by opening yourself to messages from the conscious universe through your first sense, intuition. Your reasoning powers are at their peak right now, so let go of any old beliefs that would make you doubt Malachite Spirit's message, which is to trust that you are smart enough to sort through all the information before you. Malachite is a beautiful stone that helps integrate our personal power, hearts, and intellect simultaneously. It allows us to come from a place of authority without losing sight of what is for the highest good of all. It is a useful stone to work with when exploring issues around the next right action in families and organizations. And I do feel like for many of you, your part of your purpose is helping families navigate difficult situations, or helping people to connect back to their spirit and navigate difficult experiences and situations. It feels like part of your purpose here is to maybe even heal family issues and family traumas, but really to be like a grounded source of support for others, because you've connected deeply to your unique gifts. And I really feel like for many of you, this is starting with you connecting to your unique gifts and talents, and then leading into you being able to share those unique gifts and make a really big impact in the lives of others. Even if it seems like your unique gift is like, let's say your unique gift is event planning, or maybe you're really good at decor, and you might not think that that makes a huge impact, but I feel like your journey of connecting with that and partaking in that unique gift is leading you to a space where you're able to help people connect to their spirits. You're connected to a community that really aligns with you, and you're benefiting a lot of people through this connection. It feels like you're a really stable source of support for others, spiritually especially. It feels like many of you in this pile are highly spiritual, which, I mean, I'm not going to assume that for everybody who watches tarot, but it does feel like in this pile in specific, there's a lot of like spiritual vibes, and part of your purpose here is to really connect with your spirit and share through that connection with your spirit and the unique gifts that you uncover there, share that with others and uplift them. So pile 2, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you'd like clarity specific to your journey and situation, I offer personal readings and one-on-one help through my website. It's linked in the description box below. And if you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello pile 3, how are you doing? You've chosen this citrine chunk, and I'm going to keep your crystal right here. And before we get into your tarot cards, we're going to take a look at your oracle cards. So we have the Infinite, we then have a snake and the hyena being reversed. So there's a few things that I was getting before I pull your tarot cards. I wanted to like get them out. I was feeling like it feels like part of your purpose and part of the journey of your purpose here is learning how to succeed after a mistake, or learning how to not allow a mistake to hold you back or to like define you, but rather how to overcome and like adapt after the mistake or after something like that happened. And the other thing that I was getting is that it feels like part of your purpose here is also being able to learn discernment, being able to learn who is truly in your corner and who isn't. And I feel like part of this is understanding who wears the masks around you and who doesn't. I don't know why, but that's coming through here. So it feels like part of your purpose is being able to learn who is truly right for you and who isn't, by not just going based on how somebody like fluffs you up, but by going based on how honest somebody is being when around you, how honest they are with their feelings and their thoughts, and opinions. And an example to help like paint this picture is there will be some people in your life who are just yes men. And what I mean is that they will always agree with you, or they will fluff you up because maybe they get things out of you, or maybe they like to just put on a good face and they're not really trying to have honest conversations or things like that. But the problem is that those people don't always have your best interest. And if you're messing up in some regards, or if things are not going well, those are not the people who are going to let you know. Those are not the people that you can rely on. Whereas there's going to be other people in your life who maybe they question you and they challenge you, and maybe they are honest with how they're feeling. And it's not always super pretty, but they're really in your corner. They truly do care about you, and they want to see you succeed. And when things go down, or when something happens, they're the first people there to support you, truly. Like, not because they're getting anything out of it, but because they truly care about you. And I feel like part of your purpose in this lifetime is to be able to see who is really in your corner and who isn't, who's just there because they're getting something out of it and they're fluffing you up, versus who's there because they genuinely care and love you. And being able to see that discernment. For others of you, it feels like part of your journey here and part of your purpose here is being able to drop the mask and come to find out who you are at your core. And it feels like self-acceptance and no longer feeling the need to always people please, but being able to be true to who you are. That's part of this feels like learning to be true to who you are, and not feeling the need to change or alter yourself in order to impress others. But let's get your tarot now. And for some of you, it may have felt like you've had to restart some things, or maybe it feels like you've been stuck in a bit of a cycle. And part of your purpose, I feel like, is learning how to break that loop or that cycle for yourself. And I definitely feel like for many of you, part of your purpose here is really learning people, learning to understand and see people for who they really are, not what they just say, but like, who are they truly, and like, who are their, what is their character like? Who are they at their core? Reading people and their energies. And part of this also feels like breaking out of a cycle that you may have been stuck in. Part of your purpose is learning to break maybe an ancestral cycle, or just break out of cycles and patterns, freeing yourself from that. So there's a lot that's coming through in your reading, and I feel like in your energy, there's a few major purposes that are kind of intertwined with your life journey in the sense of like the lessons that you're learning through your life. So part of your purpose here does seem like learning the lessons that have been coming up through the challenges and mistakes that you may have made, or through the experiences that you've had. Spirit, what is pile 3's purpose here? What is pile 3's purpose here? Pile 3's. I feel like part of it is getting out of a stuck cycle. Something is stuck. Like these cards, they keep wanting to pop out, but they're not coming out. So it's like, it feels like a stuck energy. And part of your purpose is learning how to overcome that, or to get out of that. We have the 7 of Swords here at the bottom. So definitely like learning who's really in your corner versus who's like intentions are a bit sneaky and dishonest. who's wearing a mask in your life and who isn't. And I do feel like for many of you, this has to do with who's being honest with you about how they're feeling. Sometimes that honesty doesn't always come out in the most prettiest way. Sometimes, those who care about us, they don't always say things in the most prettiest way. Sometimes they're just honest, and maybe that's something they need to learn, is how to address things in a better, more balanced way. But regardless, those who care about us don't always say things in the most prettiest package. But people who don't really care and who may want to take advantage of us, they could sometimes package their words very pretty and make it seem like they're in your corner and that they're all for you and they'll agree with everything you say, and it's almost like you can do no wrong, and they're trying to fluff you up. And I feel like part of your purpose is learning to, like we said, to discern between that. And I think Spirit really wants to emphasize that, because it seems like it's a pretty big part of your purpose here, is to understand people and their true motivations and intentions, instead of just seeing how they make you, because sometimes people can make you feel really good and still have really bad intentions for you. But yeah, so let's see, Spirit, what is pile 3's purpose here? We have the Knight of Wands. Sorry, I had to answer a call, but anyways, pile 3, let me introduce you to your cards. We have the Knight of Wands, the Emperor, the Knight of Cups, the Lovers, and the 10 of Swords. And what I'm getting with all of this is that your purpose here is, just like we were saying earlier, about learning discernment, but also it feels like being your own source of inspiration. And rather than focusing on the path others are taking, starting to focusing on your path, the path you need to take based on what you want out of life, based on your inner desire and your inner fire, and committing to that. Because the Emperor is all about commitment and being disciplined and walking that path. So I feel like many of you are meant to pave your own path and be something of like a trailblazer, especially because you have the Knight of Wands with the Emperor. This feels like trailblazer energy, and that's going to require a level of discipline and also like a willingness to walk on your own, because if you're a trailblazer, you're going to be doing it alone. And I'm also just seeing 1010 right now, so that might be a significant number for you. But I do feel like a purpose of yours in this lifetime is to be a trailblazer. And it's not that like you can't have connections, but rather I feel like once you really connect to what inspires you and align with that, you'll find the connections that then naturally feel uplifting for you. Because like we were saying with the discernment, I feel like it'll be easier to make that discernment when you're walking your path, when you feel aligned with what you're doing, when you are walking your own path and really connecting to your passions and being disciplined in it. When you're focused on your goals and your journey, I think at that point it'll be easier to have connections that support you and truly see who is in your corner and who isn't. And this also feels like part of your purpose is not just having a dream or being inspired, but actually making a plan and taking action on it. And that's the biggest part, because you have 2 knights and the Emperor. This is like very much about taking action on your plans. So part of your purpose is learning how to take action on your plans, how to not just have a plan or just be inspired or just have dreams, but like, how am I going to make them a reality? How am I going to actually make those plans happen? And I also feel like part of this, your purpose is also like accepting change and learning to be flexible and adaptable with change, because even if you have a plan, sometimes things will happen that you can't really stick to it. And you may have experienced that in your life. And also earlier we were talking about like mistakes and stuff. I feel like that is part of this too, is like not letting the mistakes define you, but also not letting the circumstances that may have changed your plans define you as well. I feel like part of your purpose here is to learn how to adapt and change when things don't go according to plan, and learning and growing from any mistakes or anything like that. So it feels like part of your journey is breaking out of maybe ancestral cycles or patterns and cycles that you faced in your life, overcoming challenges and breaking out of like challenging situations or cycles. Pile 3, I do want to say that this has been a bit conflicting, so I wonder if for some of you your purpose hasn't been so clear, maybe because there's multiple directions that you can walk in and there's not one clear purpose. But I think the underlying message there, or the underlying purpose, is to be able to have discernment when it comes to relationships, and also being able to overcome challenges and mistakes so they're not defining you, so you can hold and create stability, security, and wealth for yourself. So let's get your final message from Spirit. Spirit, what final message do you have for pile 3 in regards to their purpose here? Thank you. And then we have the diamond at the bottom, which makes perfect sense, because I do feel like pile 3, part of your purpose here is to have deep level of transformations where you may go through a certain amount of pressure or just like periods of intensity, but these things are strengthening you, are developing you into a much stronger person internally. And I feel like it's making you much more clear on your path and your worth as well. Like, it's helping you to see your worth, and through that I feel like your discernment in the relationships that you keep around you is increasing, because as you start to see your worth, you're naturally not keeping people in who are just there to fluff you up. So just tailor it to your situation. But we have watermelon tourmaline and moonstone, and I'm actually wearing moonstone right now. And if you're interested in these bracelets, I'll have the link below. They're from Otter Spirit. I really do love them, and this isn't sponsored, but I just love the bracelets. But I'm gonna read from the guidebook for this. All right, we have seeing perfection in the moment, basking in the bliss of just being, natural joy and peaceful heart. Watermelon tourmaline spirit comes bearing the message that the divine order supports you in experiencing your bliss. Notice the perfection in this moment, the unbreakable connection to universal consciousness within you. The conscious universe is here to guide you so you may feel and experience bliss as it radiates outward. Your outer conditions will soon respond with a reflection of your natural joy and your peaceful heart. Forget the small stuff today and simply be present, feeling your bliss, experiencing that you are where you need to be, filled with joy, enthusiasm, and optimism right now. Yes, problems exist and always will, but watermelon tourmaline spirit is here to remind you that they do not have to define your experiences in this life, and you are an extremely powerful healer and co-creator, so let joy and peace arise within you. You're asked now to acknowledge your co-creative power and your ability to collaborate in the great healing work of the all. Do not let your ego distract you from the pleasure of knowing that each moment you are here, you have the distinct honor of being able to contribute to the healing of the planet and all her creatures. The conscious universe is giving you a shout out, so bask in your bliss. Life is good and getting better every moment. I do want to say that if you are going through a tough time, there's no problem in acknowledging that, and pretending that things are great isn't gonna change anything. Acknowledging that can help you, but I do feel like ultimately the challenging period that you're facing right now is to help strengthen you so that you can be this person, this like stable person and have the stability and security that you're looking for, whether that's financially or in relationships, whatever it is. It feels like that's what you're navigating right now. And so I would definitely say don't pretend like things are just going great and like fall into that trap, but also try, if you are going through a difficult time, acknowledge it, but work to focus on what you can do to help yourself out of that situation, rather than just focusing on the challenges themselves. When watermelon tourmaline gently grounds while stimulating the heart, meditation with the stone allows us to be present in the moment. It brings a feeling of gratitude and helps us understand that life is precious and perfect in every moment, regardless of what is happening around us. And I do feel like your purpose here is to, like we said, overcome challenges. And I think what will help you through that process is to focus on gratitude of what you do have, but also not ignore the problems. Like, acknowledge the problems and then focus on what would solve this problem. We have intuition, insight, inner wisdom, inner voice, inner knowing, inner sensing. These are the talents that the conscious universe has bestowed upon all of us, but we have been conditioned to minimize their importance and instead pay more attention to the knowing that comes from experiencing life through our physical senses and logical analysis. Do you hone your intuition? Do you trust it even when you can't point to a logical reason why you know what you know? Your message from Moonstone Spirit is to tune in and listen to your intuition. It will speak to you through an inner voice, an inner vision, an inner sensation that feels real because, well, it is. It has many ways of communicating to you. Now is the time to pull back the veil between the visible and invisible worlds. Trust the hidden reality matters, and know that your intuition comes from the conscious universe, which possesses wisdom, knowledge, and understanding far beyond your own. Meditation with Moonstone amplifies our knowings. Wow. Meditation with Moonstone amplifies our knowings by reconnecting us to the moon, the tides, and the mysteries of the divine feminine. It brings us back to our intuition and draws our attention to the cycles of life. From maiden to mother to crone, Moonstone is a wonderful stone for use during pregnancy. I will say, I feel like for some of you, maybe there's some healing that needs to happen with your feminine energy, and Moonstone can really help with that regardless of your gender. Everybody has masculine and feminine energies within them, and I feel like for some of you, your purpose could be healing that feminine energy and embracing that and creating security and stability with your feminine energy, working with it to create that security and that stability for yourself. So pile 3, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you'd like clarity specific to your journey and situation, I offer personal readings and one-on-one help through my website, linked in the description box below. And if you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye.